back. It's another matinee episode, and I wish that was a beer, but unfortunately it was a sparkling ice. These fuckers still don't sponsor us yet. So we're going to be nice and caffeinated for you today, coming at you hot. I'm already kind of aggravated. I've been doing this thing. I'm just going to bitch about something real quick. It has nothing to do with anything other than my own stupidity.
Let me know when I should start paying attention.
Yeah. So I've been doing this thing. Maybe you can relate, because it sounds like you've been having a similar problem. But I've been doing this thing probably for about 2 weeks now, where I've been waking up with ridiculously more time before my alarm is supposed to go off. And like, not like the normal, like, infuriating, like, you know, your alarm's set for 6:15 and you wake up at like 6:13, where like it's an unreasonably placed anger where you're like, I could have slept for 2 more fucking minutes. Like, you know, that makes you mad, but like in the grand scheme of things, 2 minutes doesn't make a fucking difference at all. But like, so, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get to obviously sleep a little bit later because I don't have to be in Boston in the morning. But Tuesday, Thursdays, I'm up at like 6 o'clock. I've been waking up at like 5:45, 5:40, 49, like 15 to 20 minutes before that. I'm like, this fucking blows. And then, so finally on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, where I actually get to sleep, like I set my alarm for 7:30. I almost never make it to that point anyway, but some days I do. But recently, like in the last 2 weeks, I've been waking up at like 6:30. Like this morning I was up at like, I think it was 6:17. And I was like, what the fuck? Dude, like my alarm is not till 7:30. Like I don't have to wake up. And it's not like I went to bed super early last night. Probably went to bed around like 10 o'clock. Maybe 10:30. And I'm still up at 6:15. And I'm like, all I want to do is just fucking sleep. Like, can you at least give me 7? Can you give me 7:15? Like, I know my alarm. My alarm is at 7:30. It's like a fail-safe almost. So like I don't sleep past that. But like, god damn it, dude. Can I at least get fucking close? Like, I can't fucking sleep like the last 2 weeks. It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Like, just because you know what would happen is the second I don't set an alarm, because I'm like, I don't need that. It's not even an option. Not setting an alarm is not an option. But it's like, even like on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like if I wanted to just not set an alarm and be like, I don't have to be up early in the morning anyway. I'd fucking sleep until 9:30. And it's like, what are we doing here? And it's like I said, it's more than just like the 4 or 5 minutes before your alarm that normally pisses people off. It's consistently every single day. Now I'm 20 minutes plus. Like today I was an hour and 15 minutes before I wanted to actually get up. Like, what the fuck? Stupid. All I want to do is sleep.
So...
Must be a full moon.
I wake up at... Mercury? I wake up at 5:20 every day, except Wednesdays, when I don't train that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain that I'm rolling around in bed starting at about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't roll over to look at the clock, but I'm like pretty sure that I'm waking up and rolling around in my bed between 4 and 4:30.
Yeah. And you just kind of toss and turn for 3 hours before you're like, I guess I'll get up.
Like, I'll fall asleep, I'll wake up, it's...
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's where it's like, but I don't possess the ability to get out of bed. So like when, I know some people, it's like, one guy specifically, it was every morning, I wake up between 4:45 or 4:30 and 5 o'clock. I wake up, I have my coffee, I take a shit, and I'm ready to start my day. And I'm like, yeah, I cannot. I could probably wake up without an alarm. Like on that first rollover, if I just got out of bed,
yeah, it
would probably be about 4:30 every day, and I could use that time to do probably nothing. Whatever. Yeah. That's just I can't.
But you're gonna say that you're gonna use it productively.
No, I won't use it productively. But I just won't get my ass out of bed.
Yeah. So yeah, I am kind of the
And
opposite.
then 5:20 goes, and it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
here we fucking go, another day in hell.
Yeah. So I'm kind of the opposite there. Like once I wake up, like I'm awake. Like it's almost impossible for me. I am able to do it occasionally, but it's very rare that I'm able to wake up and then roll over and go back to sleep.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: the way I look at it is, it's also like, again, it's like 4:30. What the fuck am I gonna get up and do? Honestly.
Yeah.
Seriously, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, start looking at my phone earlier? Go to work earlier? Why the fuck would I go to work earlier?
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind that it's like last night I worked until 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, wake up at 4. That's a fucking long day.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking day.
Yeah, and you'll go on until 9 again today.
Yeah.
So.
4 to 9 is a fucking long time.
Yeah.
So that's what, and like even then, so it's like, I think last night.
What is that? 17-hour day?
Well, it's like, and again, I would like not work the whole time.
I mean, it's not
but
17 hours straight through,
Yeah.
but you are.
like some of those, and I don't know, I guess like for some people, I get up at 4:30, I work out. I'm like, fuck, working out is work.
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Right.
Never mind, like, if I had, and I've always said this, I would probably train a lot harder if I had a home gym.
Yeah.
Like, if I had a garage with a gym, I would probably train a lot harder, and I'd probably get a lot more done.
Yeah.
So, like, rolling over at, like, 4:45, I could probably argue, like, all right, well, get the fuck up, go do your thing, and
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah. I know. If only our basement was a little bit bigger, we could have tried to build some sort of basement gym.
Yeah.
Then we just accumulated shit. And now
Yeah, but then with the size of our basement, it would give me the excuse to. It would almost be a built-in excuse to not try that hard because we wouldn't be able to fit a rack down there.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like I need to at least put a rack in so I can at least consider squatting.
Yeah, that's my dream, is to have a home gym, to like not have to actually go to the gym, which would be perfect for me, especially recently where I'm waking up an hour and 15 minutes before I actually have to get up. Just walk downstairs in the basement, go out to the garage, wherever the gym exists, and then just fucking work out. And then cool, now it's done. It's out of the way for the day.
Yep.
But-
I mean, actually, there are a lot of gym owners that do that. They either train at home.
Yeah, or they go to a different gym.
Some of them go to a different gym.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where like if you own a gym and you work out in that gym, it's like you said before, like you're gonna be like, oh shit, I forgot to do this. You're gonna go to the computer and change something, or the phone rings and you have to pick up the phone, or someone walks in off the street with a question, or like if someone else is training with a different group during that time, they come to you for questions. So I know a lot of people that own gyms that they hold a membership at a different gym, just so they can get away from the bullshit.
Or they work out like Sunday evening.
Yep.
They go, I don't know how these psychos do it, but if you are capable of waking up at 4,
Yeah.
and you don't have to work till 9 p.m.,
Yeah.
going before everything starts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's like I said, that would be my dream. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone here. That I'm just kind
it's
of
so bad.
waking up like a fucking loser.
It's so bad. When I start rolling over,
Yeah.
I want, part of me wants to just out of curiosity know what time.
Yeah.
But part of me does not want to be like looking at the clock.
Yeah. Well, I do that too. I keep my phone on my bureau across, nowhere near my
across the
bed.
room.
So I can't do that. But I have a pretty solid sense of time as it passes, and sometimes I toss and turn. I'm like, I've probably been tossing for a half hour now. I might as well just get out of bed, which is what I did today. Which is how I kind of figured out I was up at 6:15 or whatever, because when I got out of bed it was 6:47. So I was like, all right, cool. I've probably been tossing for a half hour. I guess 6:47 is time to go downstairs.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it either.
I don't either. I don't know either. Like, is it? You know what? You know what I think it might be. Which, yeah, we'll see if I actually change this. Is I think it might be my caffeine intake, which I've cut back on already. Like instead of, because I used to drink the super coffees, which has however
200.
much, 200 milligrams of caffeine on top of the coffee that I drink in the morning. So I swapped those out for the sparkling ice. Shout out to sparkling ice. Still not a sponsor, but they fucking should be. They only have 70 milligrams of caffeine, so it's significantly less. Because I've noticed on the weekends, I typically only drink coffee once in the morning, and when I don't drink, I notice my HRV on my Whoop is higher. It's usually, so normally I'm between, if anyone's listening that actually knows what HRV is, you're about to shit your pants. But normally my HRV is between like 35 and 45.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I'm not anxious at all. I don't have crippling anxiety at all. But what I think it actually is, it's not anxiety. I think it's caffeine. Like, I think I might just be a slow metabolizer of caffeine and what I'm consuming. And you know what sparked this was a combination of a couple different things. It's the caffeine, the weekends where I typically only drink one coffee in the morning, and I've noticed when, like I said, when I don't drink, my HRV is usually in the 40s and 50s, and like I might hit like a 60 on like a Sunday night into a Monday morning. Like I might touch like 62, 59, like in that range. And then a couple weeks ago, when you ran out of coffee and you borrowed some of mine, and you were like, "Dude, your coffee is so fucking caffeinated."
Yeah, I had like a mini freak out.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe I'm still consuming a lot of fucking caffeine, but it's normal to me because I always drink Black Rifle coffee. Like that's what I've had forever. So I don't know. Maybe if I start doing less scoops, because I usually do 5 scoops
Of coffee?
Yeah.
Per how much water?
The 4 line.
Are you fucking shitting me?
No, I'm dead serious.
Are you, hon? So for the 4 ounces of water, which is 1 cup,
Yeah.
you're doing 5 fucking scoops?
Yeah.
I'm going up to your fucking bedroom right now, and I'm looking underneath the hats to see if there's a bunch of fucking left hands up there. Dude, that is insane.
I like the flavor at 5. So I used to do like 3 or 4, and it tasted a little too watered down for me.
So I can't...
So I'm a fucking psycho that enjoys the taste of coffee.
Well, yeah, I don't want it watered down either. It tastes like fucking piss.
Yeah.
Dude, I use like 2 scoops.
Really?
Yeah.
Of the little black scoopy thing that we have in there?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I don't know if that changes the caffeine content or not.
I would imagine it would have to. If caffeine is within the density of the fucking bean, like if you have more
Yeah, because it's
beans,
more concentrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I had that little mini freak out,
Yeah.
I had 2 scoops, not fucking 5.
Maybe I need to cut back.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm still consuming less caffeine than before because I was doing 5 scoops plus a super coffee.
So my other counter argument to the weekend thing, if you don't drink on the weekends, dude, all we do is relax. There's nothing going on. There's no stressors. There's nothing. Nowhere to be. Not getting up early.
Right. Because I usually hit my peak on a Sunday night into a Monday morning.
Which is the most amount of time.
We've sat on the couch watching football all day, eating cheese and cured meats. Huh. All right, so maybe I'll.
Hey, 5 scoops.
Maybe I'll cut back to 4. To start. I gotta go slow. Because I don't want to go into caffeine withdrawal. This would be hilarious if I do end up cutting back. If all of a sudden my HRV is lives in the 60s, and then eventually I could get it up to like normal people, where it's like between 80 and 100.
Your HRV is so bad.
Yeah, but I think it might have to do with the caffeine. So I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna give it a test run over the next. Well, I mean it's already fucking Wednesday, so I might as well keep rolling with
Well, how can I possibly start something new on any day but a Monday?
No, you can't start something new on a Thursday. Come on. That's next week's problem. But yeah, maybe I'll cut back. Because I've thought about just drinking coffee and stop buying the ices. But I guess I can just use less scoops of coffee.
That's fucking crazy.
I also feel like I'm not, like, even though, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm so accustomed to it, and forever, like, even back in the day in college and when I used to take pre-workout, like, the more scoops, the better, and I don't know if my system has become, like, a built-up an immunity to, like, stimulants or whatever, but, like, very rarely do stimulants make me jittery anymore. And I don't know if it's because, like I said, I've just kind of like built up the tolerance, or I don't know. Like there have been a few times though.
For me, it's a quantity, not a concentration.
Mm-hmm.
So like I can drink, like, cause that day I had that like mini freak out. It was like, cause I drank my regular coffee and then I immediately had like another one of yours.
Yeah.
So usually I wouldn't drink that many ounces of hot coffee.
Right.
Because that's the other thing. Hot coffee has more caffeine than iced and cold brew. Maybe not cold brew. I don't know. But hot is more caffeine than iced.
Yeah.
And I went back to back. I can drink like a bang, which is 300 milligrams.
Yeah.
Later, drink another bang and feel a little like
Yeah.
running through me because I only weigh 165 pounds. But one time I drank a bang. And then someone also brought me a coffee at like the same time.
Yeah.
It was like one of the interns.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like leaving work, or there was some reason why it's like if I don't like leaving coffee around.
Yeah.
So it's like
You're not like Vinny.
Yeah. But
take 2 sips of a coffee and then just leave it there.
Yeah. So I drank a bang followed by a cold brew, and that was bad. Like I had to sit down and
like you just took some prednisone.
I thought prednisone. That's right. Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah. You have a fucking panic attack.
That sucked. Did not like prednisone.
No.
Do people abuse that?
I don't know, because it's not it's not an anabolic steroid. It's
a stimulant.
Yeah, it's a corticosteroid.
No, like I didn't know if people.
Take it as a stim. No, I would imagine there's more effective stimulants out there. Like if you want a stimulant,
cocaine.
You're gonna or I was thinking Adderall, but
it's much cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you're gonna abuse a drug that's a stimulant, it's gonna be like Adderall, Vyvanse, like all those ones, or cocaine, whatever.
Cocaine. That's the answer I was looking for.
The answer is always just cocaine. Yeah, so, alright, cool. I'm gonna, on Monday though, next week. Well, I mean, I already had a coffee today and now I'm drinking the ice, so I might as well just keep rolling.
I would have another coffee after that.
Nah. I'm not gonna just completely throw everything to the wind.
Well, drink a 2 scoop and see how it tastes and see if you can stomach it.
Yeah, it could be interesting. Or I could also just maybe use less water too. Like if I'm gonna do 2 scoops, like don't fill it to the 4 ounces.
Yeah, but then sometimes you don't always get the full cup.
Yeah. I don't know, there's gonna be some experimenting. Maybe I'll take tomorrow and Friday to experiment, and then I'll start on Monday.
Speaking of like the Whoop things.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday? James was telling me. So on Monday, like out of that group, he was like on the top, like in strain wise.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you went to the gym on Monday. Did you go to the gym on Monday? You did go to the gym on Monday.
Yeah.
So he was at the top on the strain, like 14.2 or something.
Yeah.
He didn't work out that day. All he did was hit drivers out back. So he achieved a 14.2 strain.
Yeah.
Which was top for that group, and you worked out whatever.
Yeah.
And all he did was swing the driver as hard as he fucking could out back.
Yeah. I've gotten that too. Like when I've a couple times, like if I just go to the driving range or if I go to the simulator in the back and just like swing, it pops up on my Whoop as like, and it's kind of creepy now because I've had it for so long and I've been using it for I don't know, probably close to a year and a half, where it guesses my activities and it gets them right. So like it'll pop up like golf, like it'll automatically populate like you golfed from this time to this time, and I'm like, yeah, how the fuck did they know that?
Fuck off, Ghost.
Or like yesterday, I absolutely fucking crushed it. I had 3 activities yesterday because so the gym teacher at the school was out, so like when I showed up to like do outdoor stuff with the kids, they were all crazy because they haven't been able to run around. So I was like, all right, cool, let's just go to the gym and fucking blow off some fucking energy here. So I played basketball with one class, I played football with another class, and then I went to the gym in the afternoon. I ended up getting like a 15.7 strain yesterday on my move. And I forget where I was going with that. I don't know.
Well, at one point you said that the Whoop was guessing your.
Oh, yeah. It guessed, like it popped up and it said football. And like it knew I was playing football. And
That's
I was like,
fucked
what?
up.
But I will say it didn't guess, it guessed both times as football. Because I put it in before.
Oh,
So I think it goes off of your, so I would assume that it uses your, like the pattern of your heart rate, like how high it goes and that stuff, the length of time, and then the history of similar things you put in before.
That makes more sense.
So it knows that I'm probably golfing because there's a 2 to 4 hour span of an elevated heart rate, but it's never maximum. You know what I mean? Like it's probably around like 140.
Up, down.
Yeah.
Up, down.
So it uses that, and it's like, oh, you were doing something for 2.5 hours, and your average heart rate was like 140. Oh, you were probably golfing. So it just auto populates that, and then like so it'll be like, oh, you spent 45 minutes with an average heart rate of 160. Oh, I think you were playing football. And so yesterday it did both football, so I changed one of them to basketball. But it because I have enough data history now, it does that. It just guesses what I've been doing. But you have to be doing it for at least, I think, 25 or 30 minutes or more for it to like auto-populate and guess. Because like when I go to the gym now to like actually work out, like lifting weights, contrary to popular belief, sorry to everyone that's listening out there, it's not that intense. Like it's not a big cardiovascular load. Like if you're just lifting weights. And the whoops.
Is that contrary to popular belief?
Not for us, but for the general person, yeah, I feel like they're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym and work out, yeah. So like, I cannot be fat. But like, lifting weights isn't it's not a heavy cardiovascular load. It's just not.
Oh, I thought that was pretty well known because it's like, well, bro, what do you do for cardio?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like people that don't have any training in that probably don't know that as much.
Yeah, but everyone's default usually is like, oh, I'll hit the treadmill or I'll hit the elliptical.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. But so like when I go to the gym and just lift weights, like that doesn't populate, like it doesn't pick that up because my heart rate doesn't get high for long enough over a span of time. But so I have to put that in manually. But we've been doing, we're back on our bullshit with another challenge in December. So we've been using the Whoop now because Vinny got one. So it's me, Vinny, Bill, and Bobby, his little brother, and we're doing a Whoop challenge for December that's all based off of points. So I put together like a point system and everything, and put it on a spreadsheet. This is what I do with my time. I don't actually work. I just kind of make Whoop spreadsheets. So everything's a checkbox where you just click the checkbox and it populates that amount of points for the day. So it's you accumulate points for each thing. So the 3 different categories are strain, recovery, and then sleep. So there's like one for each one, and I think I'm winning right now, but not by a lot. I think Bill is very close behind. And the funny thing was Bobby was crushing until this past weekend. He had like a -10 day.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah. He sent us the picture of his recovery. It was 1%. He slept for 1 hour from like 7:15 to 8:30 in the morning. So he was up until 7 a.m. And then, so all of that, like the point system or whatever, gave him -10 points for that day. So now he's back to, we're all pretty close. I think we're all within 5 to 10 points of each other. Like I might be at like 90, Bill's at like 88, Vinny's at like 74, and then Clovis might be at like 76. Like we're all pretty close. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's gonna get real interesting in after next week, because once we get closer to like Christmas and New Year's, like who can actually stick to continuing to do some shit, and then who just kind of says fuck it and just goes ham.
Well, luckily with nothing going on, should be fine.
Yeah, we got $200 on the line. Everyone threw $50 in. We kind of figured that this would be a better way to go than just a straight up weight loss challenge, as we've done in the past. If you've been listening to the show long enough, you know about our weight loss challenges, and because we're like, it's right around Christmas, New Year's, like doing just a straight up weight loss challenge is probably not the best idea. So we all have whoops. So I was like, fuck it, let's just do a whoop challenge. So it's all, like I said, it's all point based off of like activities and day strain and how you slept and recovered and shit like that. So we'll see. We're only 9 days in, so still plenty of time to fuck shit up. Well, kind of speaking of all this shit, I mean, we might as well make this a fucking health and fitness episode. So, you know Lane Norton?
Yeah.
On Twitter, I've been following this. Honestly, this thing has been going on for like probably close to 2 weeks. He tweeted something like about 2 weeks ago about calories in, calories out, because he was talking about like the holidays and all of these people that are like, you know, this is how you lose weight during the holidays. This is how you exercise. This is like everyone has their fucking one size fits all solution about how to be fitnessy around the holidays.
Yeah.
And so Lane Norton tweeted and goes, the one thing you have to remember about the holiday season, or like the only thing, and I'm paraphrasing, is calories in, calories out. And that was the tweet. Like, it was very simple, very straightforward. But what followed was 2 weeks of an absolute shitstorm.
2 weeks?
Yeah, well, we're closing in on it. It was probably like a little over a week ago.
I fucking hate this industry. Go on.
But it's not just people in the industry. It's like the Facebook doctors, or like the Facebook personal trainers. You know, like people are coming. Like this was. I remember there was one tweet probably about a week ago, so I couldn't find it as I'm scrolling through his feed. But one of them was calories, by saying calories in, calories out, which for those that have no idea what I'm talking about, calories in, calories out is like how you lose weight. If you burn 2,000 calories in a day and you only consume 1,500, you're going to lose weight. If you burn 2,000 calories a day and you consume 2,000, guess what? You're going to stay the same. And if you burn 2,000 and you consume 2,500, you're going to gain weight. Like it's very simple physiology. It's literally the only way it works.
Yes. Despite what everyone tries to say.
Yeah, no matter what people are going to try and tell you and sell you on this and that, if you want to lose weight, you have to eat less calories than what you burn. It's very simple. And obviously the amount is going to be relative to what you lose. So if you burn 2,000 a day and you consume 1,800, you're going to lose weight at a lot slower pace than if you burn 2,000 and consume 1,200. Like it's, you know, and there's more nuance to it than that, but that's the general purposes. So someone replied to him and goes, by saying calories in, calories out, you are fat. They came back and related it to fat shaming and not accounting for people's desires and food choices or something. And like Lane Norton replied to that and goes, "Are you shitting me? That's your argument, your argumentative response to my scientific fact of calories in, calories out, is that it ignores people's inability to control themselves or something." Like, it was an absolutely asinine take that someone tweeted back. So like I said, this has been going on for almost 2 weeks.
This is going on for 2 weeks.
There's a good one in here. that I just found. It was at like the top of his feed. So meanwhile, people are coming at him and like screenshotting their. So like this one person said something to him and screenshotted his fucking ID as a physician, and like said like, I'm a physician. Here's a picture of my ID as a physician, and I think you're wrong. And he's like, I don't care. So someone. There was something else, and he just replied to that. Like, I'm looking at like someone's screenshot of their thing, and he goes, "That's great. It was your choice. Doesn't change the fact that you're outside your area of specificity and should shut the fuck up." So I'm assuming
he's also what is Lane Norton's credentials?
He's a PhD, but I don't know in what. I don't know if it's like bioenergetics or nutrition or something.
But he's not an
MD.
And he's not an RD either.
No.
Okay.
No. So I'm trying to see. So he's like, no, calories in, calories out. Doesn't take the position that all calorie sources are the same. Because someone is like, you're saying that's like energy balance and metabolism. Oh, that's a popular one that comes up too. Is everyone's metabolism is different. And he responded and he goes, yeah, that's why everyone's calories out is going to be different. So like you might burn 2,000 calories a day and I might burn 2,150 a day because I'm just I have more mass. Like it like the shit that people are coming at him with so hot, and he goes, yeah, you're missing the point. Like that's essentially every reply tweet that he's had is, yeah, I know, you're missing the point. Like they're essentially kind of straw manning him. Like they're creating these false arguments against him, and he goes, that's not my argument.
And this is how all nutrition arguments work, is everyone wants to, because the bottom line is, if you eat less, if you're in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight. But people like to use tactics to argue otherwise.
Right.
So, do people have different metabolic rates? Yes, they do. If someone eats 2,000 calories of cake and another person eats 2,000 calories of protein and vegetables, is the person who eats the 2,000 calories of cake going to not look the same as the person with, like...
Right.
Correct. Yes, it's going to look shittier.
Right.
But when you're talking weight loss, you need to have a caloric deficit, period.
Right.
That is it.
That's it.
And then this starvation mode bullshit where you don't eat enough food but you gain weight. Does that make any fucking sense to anybody?
No.
Like,
no.
People actually say that, oh, you don't eat enough, that's why you gain weight. What?
Yeah.
The fuck does that mean? How the fuck do you eat too little and gain weight? That's not possible.
No.
Well, I know there's so many fat fuck marathon runners in Kenya, but like, you don't gain weight by eating too little. If you're gaining weight, then you suck at tracking. Yeah,
and you're not accounting for you're not accounting for the 2 tablespoons of butter that you cooked your food in, or the olive oil that you use to cook.
Or all of a sudden you just ate 600 calories of fucking peanuts. Like, that's easy to do. Or
right.
Like, oh, I ate 3 scoops of peanut butter. Dude, that's almost 700 calories.
Right.
Like, that shit, it's the shit that adds up quickly that you don't have a grasp on. And then some people will be like, well, what about thyroid issues? Well, the same way that thyroid issues help, like, it's harder to lose weight.
Right.
But see the fucking doctor, get on the right medication.
Right.
And then get in a caloric deficit.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, there are, like, and that's the thing. You know, your fitness models, your IG models, whatever.
Yeah.
There are people with 6-packs and have thyroid issues.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
Yeah. A lot of times...
It's hard, but not impossible.
A lot of times you can give yourself thyroid issues through...
Bad nutrition
and crazy, like, weight loss and weight gain. Like, a lot of times you see... figure competitors have end up with a lot of thyroid issues later on after they're done competing, because it's different than female bodybuilding and bikini competing, I think. they're all different somehow, but I'm pretty sure it's the figure competitors one that like literally they'll like the women will go through and eat like 900 calories a day, and like
Seems like a lot.
yeah. So there's the like when you're below your basal metabolic rate. So like everyone has like the baseline calories that you burn
Just by being
by being alive. If you're consistently below that, and like this is like chronically, like over a long term, you can go underneath it for weeks at a time if you want to continue losing weight, and you'll be relatively okay. But if you're chronically under your basal metabolic rate, like that's when you're going to start to fuck up all your hormones, you're going to fuck up your thyroid, and that's when these people end up getting these issues. So like the whole like, whoa, what about their thyroid? Well, they stopped eating and then they gained weight. Well, it's probably because they stopped eating and they weren't consuming enough calories, and then they gave themselves a thyroid problem.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, even then, you still can't eat too little and gain weight.
No.
Now, again, the reasons why certain people can't lose weight or can't achieve a caloric deficit might come down to psychological, emotional, physical, mental. Like, there's a lot of reasons why someone can't reach a caloric deficit. But at the end of the day, that's what you need to do to lose weight.
Right.
Now, at the same time, if you just want to look better too, you don't always have to lose weight.
Right. There's a lot of times where people will, all you have to do is just introduce resistance training. So you lift weights. You might actually, and that's why the scale is bullshit. Like you'll see some trainers be like, oh, don't look at the number on the scale, which most often is pretty true.
You know what?
Because you could gain weight and improve your body composition.
Yeah, so you got to use more than one measure, because the one thing, if someone is like overweight,
yeah, for
it's not me. Like, it's not me who's 165. If I sit here and go, I want to look better,
right,
then the scale weight's gonna be all fucked up for me, because it's gonna go up, it's gonna go down, it might not go down, it might go up. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But if someone is 150 pounds overweight, well, you need the fucking scale, because you need some level of accountability.
Right. As long as you're not obese, like the number on the scale really.
Well, even then, it's like if say you're like 5'9", like 2.25,
yeah,
and you don't really work out or anything, it's like, dude, hop on a scale. Like,
yeah,
you need to keep track of this somehow.
Yeah. My favorite thing too about that is this, like you said before, the starvation mode bullshit. Like everyone creates their own like starvation mode thing that happens.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you eat less calories, your body goes into starvation mode. So then the calories that you do eat is then automatically stored as fat. It's like,
and you gain weight.
It's and you gain weight. Like, no, that couldn't be further from the truth. If your body is in starvation mode, quote unquote, if you want to use this term, you're burning everything.
Yep.
You're burning all of the food that you're taking in, all of your stored fat, and some of your muscle as well. You're gonna burn that off too, because your body's like, hey, dickhead, you're not giving us enough calories, so we're just gonna burn whatever we can. It's a fire sale. Like everything must go. We're just gonna burn fucking everything. Oh, can we burn that couch? I don't know. We need to sit on it. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, we need it. We need the heat. Yeah, we need the heat. So we gotta burn the couch. Like that's literally what happens in your body. It's like, oh, can we burn these muscle cells? Well, no, we kind of need them. Well, fuck it. Too bad we need it, so we're gonna burn it.
Overruled.
Yeah, overruled. And it's like, but what really happens is your body adjusts to everything. So if your basal metabolic rate is, let's use round numbers here. If it's 1,500 calories, and you're constantly consuming 1,200 calories, and then because people will be like, oh, your metabolism and all this shit, and you're in starvation mode and all, and it's like, all right, well, if you're always consuming less, well, yeah, your body's going to be in quote starvation mode, and then what really happens is when people, because that's how people diet, where they do their crash dieting and all that bullshit that never lasts. They go back to eating more than they were prior, probably something pretty close to what they would eat normally. Well, yeah, you're going to gain all the weight back because
it went back to what you were eating.
Yes, exactly. So like if you're still only burning 1,500 calories a day, and you were consuming 12, and now you've lost weight, your basal metabolic rate is going to drop also. So like it's pretty easy to find out. It's called the Harris Benedict. You Google that, and it'll tell you how many calories. Like I can put in 5'8", 190 pounds, 28 years old, and it'll spit out a number and say, this is what you burn just to be alive. And you can put in, what, 5'9", 5'10"?
No.
5'9"?
Maybe 5'8".
165, 30, and it'll spit out your number of what you need just to be alive. So obviously if that number drops, like if I go 5'8", 175, 28, that number is going to be a lot lower because I'm burning less calories because I have less stuff that I need to support.
Yep.
So then if I get down to 175 and then I'm like, oh cool, I'm at a weight that I like now, I can eat normal. No. You don't get to eat normal because
unless you want to be 190.
Your normal was what got you to 190.
Yeah.
So you got to 175, like, oh cool, I'm here, now I can eat normal again. No. What you're eating at 175 is now your new normal. We want to use
new normal?
We want to use terms, buzzwords, 2020.
You guys should call your challenge a cohort.
Yeah. Like what you eat to get to 175 is now the normal that you're going to eat to stay at 175. But people don't understand that concept.
It's just math.
And then they gain their weight back and they're like, that's bullshit. Like, no, you're just an idiot. You just don't understand how the body works.
Actually, it's funny, for as complicated as the body is, it's actually kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
it is pretty simple.
you just do math on calories.
Yep.
And this is the big issue is the main problem is everyone underestimates caloric intake, overestimates caloric output.
Yeah.
And the number gets all fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everyone thinks like, you know, their gym session burned like 600 calories. It's like, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, no, maybe 100.
Yeah, I was gonna say 250 if you're lucky.
Yeah. And if you only go to the gym and lift weights, you're probably under 100 calories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Depending on what you do.
And that's the other thing too, is like when people like use trackers, whatever, I always tell them like, do not, when you're doing a caloric estimate, do not put in activity.
No.
Not a fucking chance.
Like on the MyFitnessPal. Like I use MyFitnessPal from time to time because I try and track my food just to see where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then, so what I do is I use the Whoop calorie because it gives you estimated calories a day, which I think is a lot closer to real life because it's on me all day and it's tracking my heart rate and my activity and what I'm actually doing. I still don't think it's 100% accurate.
No.
But it's closer than MyFitnessPal, just guessing. Like you went to the gym for 45 minutes. Well, yeah, that thing on MyFitnessPal is assuming that you went to the gym for 45 minutes and did 45 minutes of work. You could have been at the gym for 45 minutes and really only done 20 minutes of work because you spent 10 minutes here talking to some guy, you're talking to some girl you're trying to get with for 5 minutes over on the squat rack. You know, like, you just saying you were at the gym for 45 minutes, it doesn't mean anything. Whereas where I think the Whoop comes in, it gives you a more accurate picture.
Well, even MyFitnessPal, or just in, like when you ask people to rate themselves, it's like a lot of like athletes will rate themselves, like I'm like high school and below.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those athletes rate themselves as very active.
And you're not.
You're not very active.
No.
What do you mean? I like play all these sports. I go, yeah. That's not very active.
No.
Your main quote unquote activity is student.
Right.
Where you sit in a fucking chair.
Right.
For the majority of your day.
Yeah.
The majority of your day is spent sitting.
The very active people are the construction workers that get out of work and then go to the gym.
It's laborers who also exercise.
Yes.
That's very active people.
Those are the only very active people. Or professional athletes, because they are doing something for 6-7+ hours a day.
Are they though? Because what's a practice session? Like, well, how long do the how long do the Patriots practice for?
I was immediately thinking like Olympic athletes because they'll train like maybe 2 to 3 times a day.
Yeah.
For like an hour to an hour and a half at a time.
Yeah.
So if you're doing 2 a days, that's 3 to 4 hours of pretty intense exercise for you know.
But even like an in-season NFL player, they practice. I don't know how long practice is. Is it 90 minutes, 2 hours?
I have no idea.
I mean, it's not fucking 6, but
Yeah.
other than that, they might lift.
Yeah.
And then it's, there's a big priority on recovery with these guys. So it's like they're not doing much else.
Right.
But, there are people out there who work all day as a laborer, pick your trade. They exercise, and then they do side projects, whether it's their house or someone else's house or a side gate, whatever.
Right.
And they are literally moving for 15, 16 hours a day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it shit all adds up. Like, I think we've joked before, like, you ever see a mechanic's forearms?
Fucking gigantic.
There's some mechanics' forearms are bigger than my fucking legs. Like they're fucking huge. Like you go to shake their hand and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, you ever shake hands with a mason?
Yeah.
Their hands almost seem to
It's
be
made
like
of
cinder
cement.
blocks.
Their hands are made of cement.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. They become what they work with.
Yeah, it's wild. Like those are the people that are very active.
And then you may ask, well, why aren't those guys shredded? Well, I'm sure there's some that are.
Yeah.
But the typical diet, especially for a laborer, sub shops, pizza, soda, never mind if they're drinking at night, whatever.
And I was gonna say booze has a lot to play with that too, but also these guys that are laborers typically don't have any knowledge of the human body or anything like that. So if some of them might be like 30, 40, 50, they've been doing this for 20 plus years. So if you're consistently burning 3,000 calories a day plus, you can essentially eat whatever you want. So now you take that mentality throughout your life. So you're like, yeah, I'll have an extra slice of pizza here, or I'll eat an extra large sub over there, or I'll eat this. And then it's like, all right, well, you might be burning 3,000 calories a day, but you might be consuming 3,300.
Yeah, I was saying.
So guess what? Over time, that calories in, calories out, you're going to gain weight.
Yeah. Because again, you can just, how many laborers do you know that it starts at Dunkin' Donuts or a breakfast place in the morning?
Yep.
Then lunch is out somewhere. Mm-hmm. And then dinner often is home. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, oh yeah, I had a bacon, egg, and cheese for breakfast with a large coffee, cream and sugar. At lunch, I had
a large Italian sub
with a Coke.
Yeah.
And dinner, I had water, chicken breast, and broccoli.
Yeah.
It doesn't go like that.
Yeah, no.
So.
Yeah. If dinner, I ordered a pizza.
And
I ate the whole thing.
And that's the thing is like, I got takeout, I picked up food from here, there, whatever. Right. It's like, well, all of a sudden, you're never cooking because if you're working that many hours or if your day is that long, when the fuck are you gonna cook?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's the whole big fucking thing. But yeah, I've been following the Lane Norton on that. If you guys have any interest at all, it's at biolane, so it's bio Layne. That's how you spell Lane. So
people are fucking brutal, especially with that one.
He's also just a good follow. So I just clicked on his thing. He has a PhD in nutritional science. So he's not an RD, but he has a doctorate in nutritional science.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. But like I said, he's just a good follow too if you're interested in just anything like fitness and health related. As we fucking crush our fitness podcast. You believe I think this is episode 205. It took us 205 episodes to spend the majority of a podcast talking about what we're both most knowledgeable in.
Well, I will say,
I mean, granted, we didn't start this thing to be a fitness podcast.
No.
But we both have master's degrees in exercise science, strength and conditioning, and it's taken us until episode 205.
I mean, we've talked about it before, but
yeah,
that was a lot. But again, it's like I don't want to talk about strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
like in my free time.
Yeah, do it enough.
It's work for me.
Right.
Like if we were gonna talk strength and conditioning all the time, I better be getting a fucking paycheck because that is not worth my fucking free time.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a fucking chance.
So we got to move away from fitness bullshit finally. So obviously California, if you haven't been following the news, which is possible because I don't follow the news outside of what I get on Instagram.
Outside of what you tell me, I typically don't follow.
So California has essentially gone into complete lockdown.
Yep.
Again, for the 37,000th time this year, the whole state is shut down. However, we have hope because
No, we don't.
the governor, dickhead Gavin Newsom, came out and said everything is closed, whatever, and it's all by region, county. It has to do with like ICU capacity, but it just so happens that it's most of the fucking state anyway.
Yep.
I think San Diego is the only place that's like cool, which also makes a lot of sense because San Diego is also the only cool place in California. Everywhere else can get fucked. So what started to happen was the sheriffs who run the counties have come out and said, "No, we're good." Because I don't know for sure, but from what I gather of seeing what the sheriffs have said, I think it's like you can get arrested. Like if you're operating your business during this time, and or if you're out of the house for reasons other than like going to the grocery store or something, you can legitimately get arrested. So what has happened is the sheriff department in LA County, Riverside County, and I think Orange County, which are the three ones that are most affected and in lockdown because of the ICU fucking hospital bullshit, whatever. They've all come out and said, "Nah, we're good. We're not going to arrest anybody." Like I think the sheriff of Riverside County came out and said, "These people have been through enough this year. They don't need to be arrested for trying to make a living." Yeah. And I say, good on them.
Yep.
That's exactly what we need to happen. That's the only way that you're going to be able to start to combat some of this bullshit is law enforcement turning around and saying, nah, not quite. Because the governors can come out, we've talked about this before, is now all of a sudden the governors have this like massive power.
Yeah.
That they've realized that like we have to watch TV every day to find out what the governors are going to let us do.
Yeah.
But the governors themselves can't fucking enforce this. They need law enforcement officers to enforce it. So the governor, Newsom, comes out and says, if you do this, we're all locked down, you're going to get arrested. Well, now the people that are supposed to enforce that order are like, nah, you can get fucked. We're not going to enforce that. This is how you fix, maybe not fix the problem, but this is how you begin to address the problem of governors that now realize they can do whatever the fuck they want, is the people that enforce what the governors say are like, no, fuck you, we're not doing that. And good on them. And I hope this serves as a lesson for the rest of the country and all the law enforcement officers that listen to if not this show, that at least like follow the news, that see what's going on in California, and they're like, oh shit, good on them, we can do that too. So if in, say, Massachusetts, Chucky Baker comes out and goes, oh, we're going to shut down the state, and if you leave your house, you're going to get arrested, and then all of a sudden, we don't have sheriffs, we do, but they're not as powerful as in other places in the country.
State police.
But if the state police come out and they're like, not quite, not so much. We're not going to arrest people for
especially
going out.
Local board of health or not local board of health, but local PDs. Local PDs.
Yeah. They're just like, nah, we're good. We're just going to keep arresting people that commit crimes.
Yep.
These aren't real crimes.
We'll get the people that are speeding.
Right.
Right. Dangerous shit.
Yeah. That's how you combat this bullshit.
Well, especially like a lot of these PDs, especially in democratic states, what do they owe the fucking state government?
Nothing.
Now, whether I say defund the police, that's the term, but like whether reallocating resources and holding accountability, whether that's the solution or not, I don't really know. I don't really give a fuck either.
Right.
why would the PD look at the states that are trying to limit and change what they do and then go, oh yeah, sure, it's cool, whatever you say, guys.
Yeah. Oh, you want to take away our funding or reallocate our funding, and now you want us to go arrest people that aren't committing real crimes?
Sorry, not in the budget.
No, sorry, we don't have enough money.
We don't have enough money for that. That's what I would say.
You defunded us, sorry.
If you were the chief of any police department, state,
Yeah.
local, whatever, it's like, yeah, sorry, we just don't have the funding for that. Hey, maybe call a social worker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I don't know, I'm hoping that this is the beginning of the swing in the opposite direction, because that's what happens inevitably in any situation, whether it's politics, sports, fucking you name it. When things start to swing one way, they eventually will swing back the other way. It's most evident in politics, but it happens with everything. It happens all kinds of things. Culture and society, like if you go back and look at the 50s, when everyone was uptight fucking pussies, into the 60s when everyone was doing drugs, and then we got back into like the late 70s and 80s with the whole Ronald Reagan thing of say no to drugs, and everyone was uptight again, and then we got into the 90s and 2000s. So everything always swings, and it's all cyclical and all shit like that. But I'm glad and I'm excited that this has started to swing the other direction, and I hope it is. And I hope it does well. Hey!
Oh, hello?
Yeah,
Hey!
I had to make Jones wait outside for like
Jones
5
is here.
minutes.
So yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it will be interesting. I mean, I know the one mutual friend, police officer that we know.
Yeah.
They are unhappy about that bill in Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
Not thrilled.
Nope.
So, if the state goes, yeah, we just introduced this bill. All right, law enforcement, now we need you to secure the stay-at-home order. Yeah, you can fuck right off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we don't have enough funding for that.
Or it's like, it's like state trooper goes to a business. Hey, you guys know you're supposed to be closed, right? Yeah, we know. All right, have a good day.
Yeah. Where like he's doing his job to the point where like you can't say he's not, but he's actually not doing it.
Yeah. Yep, went by.
Yeah, I told him they needed to close. Yeah, I informed them of the law. Yep, I told them.
Yep.
Well, you want to wrap this up?
Yes. I would like to pull up and read a quote that was tweeted from one of my former athletes. Now, this is the same athlete who is like digital marketing master, make $250,000 a month, not a year, a month.
Yeah.
He's very concerned about the yen, whatever. So he tweeted this: a person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. Magnifying glass.
Wow, what a profound thinker.
A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts.
You know what? Sign me up for that $250K a month.
Yeah, not a year.
Month.
A month from your phone.
Yep. That's the guy I want to follow.
I wonder if it got any likes. So then I sent that to one of our other athletes who knows him.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Your thoughts are fake. The market is real." So I reply with, "The yen knows all," because he said that one time.
Yeah.
Men lie, women lie. A euro will always be a euro. Oh God! So this kid's like 23 and thinks he's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
He thinks he's this big like inspiration.
Yeah.
In reality, he dropped out of school and got his ass kicked out of his grandfather's house. His grandfather, who's done everything for him his fucking entire life,
Right.
provided every opportunity. He had 1 year, maybe 1 semester left at Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
Decided to drop out. Grandfather kicks his ass out of the house and he moved to Houston.
Nice. Nice. And now he doesn't think thoughts.
No, because if you only think thoughts,
you're not going to think of anything else.
then you can't think of anything else.
Wow.
So from now on, I'm going to try to think without thoughts.
Yeah. I should probably just stop thinking altogether.
I mean, I've tried.
Yeah, yeah, I've tried. Many
But
times.
even not thinking is a thought.
Ooh. Ooh.
Riddle me that.
Yeah.
Trillionaire dev.
Jesus. That. You know what? He sounds like a great guy.
Fucking moron. Absolute fucking idiot.
That's great. So you know what else is great? My final thought is just came out in sports news yesterday. Breakdancing will be in the 2024
It's
Olympics.
about time.
Yep, that's what I say. I say it's about time. It's been disrespected long enough. Breakdancing definitely is a sport, and not only is it a sport, it's an Olympic sport where there should be medals given for it. Greatest in the world. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Right?
No, it's about time.
Yep.
Way long overdue.
Yep.
It's a good thing that baseball is no longer an Olympic sport because
Yeah.
that doesn't require any athleticism, talent, or skill.
Nope.
But breakdancing, very skillful.
Breakdancing is could potentially be the best Olympic sport, actually, in the good old Summer Olympics. And as a counter to that, not that I'm biased or anything, but Olympic weightlifting, the sport of Olympic weightlifting, which has the word Olympic in it, not to be confused with powerlifting, which is fucking stupid. That was always my favorite thing.
Stop
in the
going
world.
fitnessy. Get to the point.
Is being cut down each year. So I'll give you the amount of Olympic slots that have been there. So in 2016, there were 260 athletes for Olympic weightlifting. In 2020, there's going to be, which is going to actually be the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. There are 196 slots available. And then for the 2024 Olympics, that was just announced, there are only 120 available spots. So the sport of Olympic weightlifting is being phased out of the Olympics, and we have breakdancing now.
So I agree on that point, but I'm going to make another point.
And they also tried to get rid of wrestling. The original Olympic sport was wrestling, and they tried to get rid of it. And then everyone in the whole world fucking shit their pants simultaneously, and the smell was so bad, the Olympics was like, all right, yeah, cool, we'll put it back in. But they're probably going to take it out again.
It's craziness. Especially in a sport where the peak, all you can do is Olympics.
Yes.
Like, if you say you got rid of hockey, basketball, even you could get rid of golf.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you got rid of those sports, okay, the best in the world have a place to play.
Right.
They do.
Right.
And it's professional leagues. The best in the world have their place.
Right.
And they're featured all the time.
Right.
So if you want to get rid of those sports, I would disagree. But if they said there already is a platform for the world's best,
Mm-hmm.
and the Olympic Games is not it,
Right.
I would agree and go, fine.
Right.
It makes sense. Gotcha. But especially with like wrestling, what are they gonna make? Peak wrestling NCAAs? Oh,
Yeah.
Olympic medals.
Right.
Especially around the world, like the fucking Ukrainian. I don't know who always wins, but
Yeah.
like the Ukrainians and shit, they don't go to U.S. colleges,
Right.
but they're the best in the world. Like same with Olympic weightlifting. Like the Chinese and the Bulgarians and whatever the fuck else.
Yeah.
They don't go to U.S. colleges to compete in weightlifting.
Right.
It's not the American. What's that? The American Open's now going to be the peak.
God, I hope not.
But one thing that less Olympic slots in Olympic weightlifting does, that I'm a fan of, is it weeds out the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because after the CrossFit boom, then everyone was like, ooh, CrossFit's kind of fucking annoying. I'll be an Olympic weightlifter now.
Yeah.
And it's like, the people that are successful Olympic weightlifters are career Olympic weightlifters. They didn't just go like flavor of the month.
Which I will give you that, but those people don't make it to the Olympics.
I know they don't, but it's the idea of...
And most of those people are in the U.S., and the U.S. sucks at Olympic weightlifting compared to the rest of the world.
Correct. But what it would do is it would leave Olympic weightlifting more so for the people that are career, serious Olympic lifters.
Right. But that is true. But I think what inevitably is going to happen is it's going to die out. It's going to be phased out.
Yeah, they'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
I would also say, again, going from 190 to 120, I mean, do you really need the bottom 70 there anyway? Outside of these smaller nations where it's like a pride thing.
Yeah. Because then we would actually be going from 260 to 120.
Oh, 260 to... I thought it was...
So in 2016, they had 260.
Oh,
2020 is 196, and 2024 is going to be 120.
Yeah, so they basically... Yeah, they're phasing it out.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, it sucks because, I mean, again, the pinnacle of that sport is the Olympic Games. It's 4 years, quadrennial cycle. Like...
Right.
A lot of strength coaches aren't going to know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't have a quadrennial cycle to program anymore.
I know.
No, I mean, there'll be some other competition, some world competition, just won't be Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Who knows? The fucking Olympic Games suck. Like, if it's
all
really...
things considered, the Olympics aren't that great.
No, they actually kind of suck.
They're kind of overrated.
If you really think about the Olympics, they really kind of suck.
Yeah. Because it's, selfishly looking at it as an American, it's never on at a good time. Because it's always somewhere else in the world. So I know Olympic weightlifting is a niche sport anyway, but you know the heavyweight men were on at like 2:30 in the morning in 2016. So it's like, what the fuck? You can't watch that. Even like some of the fun ones, like
I don't even know what the summer ones are.
Like track and field. That was on at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and like that was the primetime slot because wherever it was, you know what I mean? It's like, well, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? So obviously you can watch it when it's on later, but it's reruns, and you already know what happens.
Yeah. And then you never mind all the doping and
right.
PEDs and all that.
Yeah.
Like I said this the other day to someone. They were like, "Oh, who's the fastest? The fastest person? Oh, Usain Bolt." I go, "Well, wasn't Ben Johnson faster?" Just, you know, morally compromised.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast Ben Johnson's was, but that is the fastest a human being has ever moved.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And then, you know, like even like it's the same thing as like vacating in NCAA. It's like when you have to go back, it's like oh, who won that gold medal? Oh, it was vacated.
Yeah.
So technically they didn't win, but you have to note who vacated it, so they did win.
Yeah.
The Olympics are kind of a shit show, and then it's like diving sucks.
Yep.
Even track and field, no one cares about the 400, the 800.
No.
You only care about the 200 if the guy who won the 100 is also running it.
I would say, potential hot take, the Winter Olympics are better than the Summer Olympics. And they're the ones that are kind of like the secondary.
So I would also argue that if you took...
Because I love the biathlon.
If you took bobsledding and bobsled type things with curling and just put it with the X Games, you might have a better product.
Yeah. I think the Winter Olympics are better.
I like winter better. You have skiing, snowboarding, curling, hockey.
Love curling. Love hockey. The biathlon is great because no two things go together better than skiing and shooting. Cross-country skiing and shooting rifles.
Yep, that's like
they were born for each other.
That's like it's like 7 James Bonds.
Yes.
It's all who's fucking competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter Olympics are better.
I like the Winter Olympics better.
Yeah.
I don't care about the other ones. I mean, the other ones are better athletic feats.
Yeah.
The summer.
Yeah.
But they could give a shit less.
Yeah, I'm good.
and like what they should really do is just like, so then like all the throwers. Well, it's like, well, what the fuck, man? Well, I don't know. Go compete in the Highland Games. Let's televise that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Or it's like all the sprinters. It's like, well, then we can just have like just a sprinting thing that no one will watch either.
No one's gonna watch your bullshit anyway. So
No one likes your shit. Like I heard
put
someone,
it on the Big Ten.
I heard
network.
someone talk
It's
about.
always track and field is always on the Big Ten network.
Yeah, like I heard some guy, and be it he's a distance running coach, he was like complaining about the lack of exposure for marathon running.
Yeah.
Dude, no one wants to watch a marathon.
No.
No one.
The only marathon that people watch is Boston. People don't watch LA. They don't watch New York.
Boston Marathon in your house, will you watch from beginning to end?
No.
That's my point.
No, absolutely not. We're gonna sit there and watch people run for
If
2.5
you were gonna-
hours.
Especially like the first weekend in April, usually like that's like
Yeah,
golf time. Or like
Yeah.
it's the third Monday, second Monday, I don't know.
yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm not gonna watch people run. Are you fucking out of your mind?
No.
It's not even good to gamble on because we don't know who anyone is.
Exactly.
It's like I would just pick some random fucking person from an African country.
Yeah, who's the tallest Kenyan that's running? I'll take him. He's got longer strides.
Yeah, and like the women too. It's like I'll just look back to the last marathon and see who won by fucking half an hour and just take that person because they're probably gonna win by half an hour again.
Yeah, exactly. Which, speaking of gambling, brings us to the end of the show. Thank you to mybookie.com. Go to MyBookie when you sign up. Use our promo code SarcasmPod. Double your first deposit, get a $20 free play, and you can bet on people running. You can bet on the 2021 fake 2020 Tokyo Olympics that we don't even know when they're going to happen.
Breakdancing.
Yeah, with breakdancing. Yeah, you can bet on breakdancing. There you go.
I hope the Americans lose that too.
Yeah, me too. It's probably going to be like Canada or something stupid that wins.
Nah, some random European like
Yeah.
the Netherlands. They're
Yeah.
like the world's best breakdancers.
I wouldn't be surprised. MyBookie.com, promo code SarcasmPod. So thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, give us a thumbs up, so we hammer that fucking algorithm down and get more people to see the show. Subscribe wherever you're listening, wherever you're at. If you're on Apple or iTunes, whatever the fuck they call their podcast thing now, leave us 5 stars. Leave us 5 stars and a review. They enjoy the interaction over there in the iTunes store, so that helps us move up in the rankings and it helps our visibility. And you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. And until next time, good night.